Since the 1 Series was launched in 2004, they've now hit the 1 million mark. So the 1 Series has been a revelation for BMW. And the clever marketing guys have decided to put the X badge onto the 1 Series range of vehicles. They're entering into a super competitive compact SUV market, and I think they're set to make some really big waves out there as well. Compact? I don't know, it's about the size of a 3 Series.
This newbie from the propeller badge does in fact have quite a lot of 3 Series ethos behind it. It sits in what's called the premium compact segment, not somewhere you'd usually find a vehicle with the X's dimensions, and could be thought of as a comfortable hatch on stilts. It's the 4th model range to carry the X badge, and as such its styling fits in snugly with what you're used to. Riding on 18-inch light alloys, the X1 promises a dynamic drive through the stunning scenery of Cape Town. But let's see what Marius thought when he got behind the wheel.
So I look like those guys in the BMW ads. So there's big smiles on their faces because it's a joy to drive a BMW. It is though. It is a lot of fun driving a BMW and getting behind the wheel of the X1. It's what you're going to be familiar with getting into any BMW. Lots of comfort, soft materials. You'd really feel pretty special behind the wheel. I love the small sporty wheel in an X, which is quite unusual I suppose, because you think you are in an off-road compact SUV, so it should be a bit bulky and butch, but it certainly isn't. Like their new phrase they've coined, it's now called a semi-command driving position. Now when we talk about SUVs, we always say it's nice because you've got that elevated position. From an X point of view, the X1 is kind of the lowest to the ground out of all the BMW X ranges, and you do really get that feel. So it's a semi-command position, but it kind of does hint at the fact that this is more about what you're going to get out of driving this car on the road than it is getting it onto gravel and dirt, where it is really competent as well. It is a true BMW in terms of its dynamic drive. The handling is supreme. The concern I do have is on our roads, which as we know are in pristine condition at the moment, no potholes and things to worry about. With our run flat tires we've got on here, the suspension for me is just a little bit too hard and a little bit too firm, so it is quite teeth chattering when you are driving on not ideal surfaces. Maybe on the Autobahn in Germany will be awesome, but big rubber on ours, 255s at the back with the run flats, is probably aggravating that as well. But boy, pitch it into a corner and this doesn't feel like a compact SUV. It feels like a sports car. The handling is really amazing, and I guess we've got to thank as well the unbelievable engines they've put into this. They are serious about taking on the compact SUV market, so they need to bring out cars that are fuel efficient and are friendly to the environment, and the models launched in South Africa at the moment are all diesel engines. Their entry level at the moment would be the X1 2-litre diesel with the S drive, and then you get the all-wheel drive, which is the X drive in that 2-litre as well, and that diesel engine pushing out plenty, 130 kilowatts, 350 newton meters of torque. It is super responsive with that 6-speed gearbox, whether it's manual or automatic. Then the one that everybody's raving about, the one that we're driving at the moment, is the 2.3 diesel, which in actual fact is a 2-litre just twin turboed. So it really has got a lot of ground, 150 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque. You seriously do not need any more of that. And driving it around today, the fuel efficiency has been quite remarkable. But it is a lot of fun. If you need to overtake, that power is instantaneous. But I think the biggest debate is going to be, well, how is this different to the X3? Because certainly in terms of size, it doesn't look that much different. What we've been told is if you are sitting in the back of the X1, literally you're going to have the same legroom, head height and stuff as you're going to have in the X3. So they're kind of matching up in terms of that. And the other scary part is they're not too different in terms of price as well. 2-litre diesel in the X3 is going to put you back, it starts about 418, and that's kind of where you're playing when you get into the X-Drive 2-litre diesel or the twin turbocharged 2.3-litre X-Drive diesel. So pricing is pretty similar as well, but obviously from a ride-out point of view this is a little bit closer to the ground, but it is way better in terms of looks. Boot space, 460 odd litres you've got, it's a couple litres less than the X3, but if you flip those seats flat you actually get a BMW 3 Series touring dimensions, 1,350 litres, which is plenty of load space. What is quite nice, they've actually got 11 seat settings in the back, so you can get yourself into full upright position to give you a little bit of extra loading space in the boot area before you flip it all the way flat, or you can recline it all the way back if you're not carrying too much luggage and you want more of a comfortable position for the passengers in the back with more legroom and obviously improved headroom as well. So they kind of have thought about all those practicality issues. I do like the simplicity as well of everything inside the X1. They haven't gone and tried to overdo it with lots of buttons. The steering's pretty simple. You do have your nice shifting up toggles if you do want to get sporty, and you will driving this car, but they've kept it pretty simple. It comes with the iDrive system, which you're familiar with in all BMWs. Makes for easy navigation, and it really allows you to focus on the drive at hand, while with one simple push of a button you can select navigation, radio and all the other bells and whistles that you might need. So do you think it deserves its X badge? Well, looking at it, I'd say yes, because like all the other X's in the BMW stable, it is bold, it's aggressive, it's got those wide shoulders, flared wheel arches, so it does look the part of an X series. The one is important for me because they've kept that hatchback. It's got the long elongated nose, so looking at it, it's not hard to imagine that this was modeled on the 1 Series platform. Love the diesel engines. I think if you want to be serious in the compact SUV market, you've got to tick that environmental box, and the motors on these cars are unbelievable, super responsive, but also fuel efficient. One thing I don't like is the drive, funnily enough. The car that we were in had some really fat tackies on, and they were run flats as well. On our road surfaces here, I find the suspension, as fun as it is in terms of a dynamic drive, is just a little bit teeth chattering and bumpy on our road surfaces. And then of course, there's the price. So you better hope that your tide is washed in with lots of money from your offshore account if you want to find yourself behind the wheel of a BMW X1.